Hi, welcome to the Drama Coach. So I felt like in my last update, it wasn't particularly helpful or useful, although of course it was an open and honest update. So in today's update, I have got a bit more to update, which is exciting, but I thought I'd try and tailor it a little bit more towards being useful and adding some helpful hints, which is why I'm doing this after all. So there's a reason why I have my alcohol rack in the background. There's a reason why I don't have my glasses on and why I'm sipping tea. And I'll get to all of that in a minute. So first of all, this last week has been really busy and exciting for me, and I've absolutely loved it. So it's been packed with shooting for a film, an in-person audition, night shoots, which I'll talk about in a minute, and lots more self-tapes. So I'll talk about managing that and a couple of hints and tips. Oh, I'm just getting comfy. Oh, I'm a bit achy. Hints and tips for that. So filming went really well. It was great to meet new people. It was different for me to work night. Well, it sort of went afternoon into an evening and night shoot. And that was tiring. It wasn't tiring at the time, as you can imagine. You've got the adrenaline, it's fun, you're getting on with your co-workers. So yes, Tiger. So you don't really seem too tired at the time. And actually in the morning, I didn't even seem that bad. But as the day went on, to me, it felt a little bit like being hungover, even though I'd had no alcohol. I'm guessing that's the sleep deprivation. I wasn't very with it, and I felt quite weak. I felt physically weak. So it was really good that I didn't have, a dance rehearsal or something like that. However, that's going to become more difficult when you are more busy. I was also really lucky that I had a night shoot, then a day off, and then another one. The other guys in this production had another night shoot back to back, and I heard they were really tired from that. Thankfully, I got my scenes done and I wasn't called for that one, which was great because it meant I got a little bit of a rest and a little bit of recuperation, and I'll talk about how I tried to look after my voice. Before the audition, I think I mentioned last update, I already had to email very nicely and get my audition moved because it clashed with filming. The director and production team were lovely and they moved my audition. And ironically, the shoot that I was supposed to be doing didn't happen because we got it all done before. But actually, to have that day off and then go into an in-person singing and performing audition was much better because I did get to look after myself a bit. I mean, that was luck rather than judgment. I was supposed to do 2 night shoots back to back and then straight into an in-person audition. So these are the things I did, and hopefully they will help you if you're in a similar situation. So you can hear now my voice is a little bit husky, but it was a lot worse. And the things I did to look after myself, already I'd stopped alcohol, stopped caffeine. I mean, if you don't want to stop, maybe lower it if you have those things. I'd already drastically lowered my dairy, which I believe helped. There's 2 schools of thought, I think, with that. But I've been listening to some voiceover artists, and a lot of them also say, no caffeine, no alcohol, no dairy. So I've limited my dairy. This little one, not sponsored by Tetley, but lemon and ginger tea for me seemed really nice and soothing. I liked that one. I mean, there's loads of herbal teas, and it's only a Google away as to which ones are good for your throat. But for me, I really like that one. I think chamomile is quite good as well and relaxing. Gargling with salt water, yes, it's disgusting. I remember telling students to do this before, and I didn't really do it a whole lot myself. It's gross, but it really helps, and I'm not entirely sure on the science why. But a teaspoon or even half a teaspoon in this much water, just take a sip, gargle it till you can't, and just spit it out in the sink. I don't need to tell you to rinse your sink down. I'm sure that's up to you. So it does seem a little bit gross, but yeah. And then repeat that as many times as you want and as many times as you like throughout the day. That really helped me. What else did I do? I think that was mostly it, to really look after my voice and rest it, which is hard for me because I do love talking. So try and rest your voice in between. So luckily enough, I had my voice back and I could go to this in-person audition. Now, I was a bit nervous about this because it's all been about the self-tapes lately, whereas years ago it would all be about in person. And I got quite used to the the comfortable ease of being able to go again and being able to do it in your own home. So I was a little bit nervous, but I tried to relax and think, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Let's just go and have a good time and meet some new people. So I went with a new attitude. Again, as a kid doing this, I would have been really nervous and really het up and really wanted that part. And yes, I loved the part. And yes, I loved the side that I'd read of the script. But I just wanted to go and enjoy the experience, do myself proud and come away happy. And I really did. It was a lovely experience. I had a tour of the theatre that I'd acted in years ago. So I did know it a little bit, but it was nice to see it again and see a bit more. Tour of the theatre, chat with the director and the producer. Ran my scene a couple of times, did my song that I'd prepared. Then there was an unseen scene and an unseen song, and I had put on my form, be gentle with me because I am dyslexic, which I know now and I didn't know when I was younger. And they were really sweet. They gave me 5 minutes to look at this unseen piece. Didn't have to memorize it, which was great, and it meant I could just act it on text, so it felt fairly free as an unseen piece can be. And I went away really happy, having enjoyed myself. I'm not a singer, but I'd given the singing a good old go, put my all into it. The part isn't a singer as such, she's a mother, but she used to be a singer, so she sings a song in the production. It's a really beautiful production, and I'm happy to report that I got the part. So I'll be performing in the Rondo in Bath, which is lovely. It's a really lovely small theatre in a production called Back to Moo Moo. And for me, it seems really important. The mother has 2 children, one of which has Down syndrome, which I don't know lots about yet. I know a little. I'm looking forward to learning more and educating myself and hopefully educating the audience on the struggles, that the parents go through as well as the person themselves, and the beauty and the creativity of it. Again, I've only read the script once so far since I accepted the part last night, and I am so excited to be involved in a piece of theatre that is doing something for good and raising awareness. So I am so proud of that. Unfortunately, the money is not coming with the jobs yet. It was going to be funded and then it wasn't, so now it's a profit share, but I can't turn this down because it seems so important. But it'll be good for me, I'll get better at my singing because she's got a singing. I'll get into doing movement again, which is lovely, and the role is really touching. So I have to take this role and do it, and it'll be great for my experience. Although, of course, I said this was the journey into screen acting, and I appreciate this is a piece of live theatre. I mean, I don't, can you do one without the other? Probably, yes. But this was local. The reason I didn't want to do theatre is because I would potentially be touring and away from my children. But this is, a week's run and it's half an hour down the road. So that's, there's a whole heap of reasons why I want to do this piece of theatre. So that's that. So we've got night shoots, we've got in-person auditions. So whether it's for theatre or film, don't shy away from those in-person auditions. You will meet new people. Hopefully you'll have a great experience, and the more you do it, the better you get at it. Looking after your voice, I've covered that. Clashes and conflicts. So I mentioned this last time, that if I did get this part in a piece of theatre, it would mean not seeing my daughter's first musical, which obviously I'm gutted about. And I'm hoping her lovely theatre school might let me drop in and watch a bit of dress rehearsal or full run or something like that. I'm going to email them nearer the time and hopefully they will. But I've given my ticket to, Lacey's godmother, well, pretty much. Long story there. But anyway, there's somebody going in my place. She's got lots of support. And she's very supportive of me taking this role. But the clashes and conflicts, don't stop there. Then I get more filming coming in for the week before the show. And obviously this is quite an intense 6-week period before the show. So there's quite a lot of rehearsals. And I think, so again, on the theme of trying to give advice this time, my best advice is be open, be honest, and be organised. I've always prided myself in being organised, but sometimes you can't help it when things clash. So yeah, open and honest, know your priorities, hopefully have a good relationship with your directors and your producers and say, this is this is that, this is, communicate as much as you can. And then finally, when you've done all of that, is don't panic. And this is advice I'm trying to give myself, because I used to hate that double book feeling. You know, what more can I do than be open, be honest, be organized? After that, I need to relax and let it go a little bit. I mean, luckily, it looks like there's a few dates where I can squeeze in the filming in between the rehearsals, and hopefully I can make absolutely everything. I've let my agent know what's happening. I'll put all of the dates in there for him. Yeah, that's my advice, and I really hope it goes well for you. And if you have more advice on how you can avoid or manage, I think, you know, they're almost unavoidable, manage conflicts and contrasts and this double booking, or even managing the double booking feeling, for me is a deep breath. I would love to know, because that's tricky at the moment. And obviously as an actor, you're already, you know, you've got so much going on. You're thinking about developing your skills, reading the scripts, learning your lines before you even become the character, you know, studying the character, so much, getting your self-tapes in on time. And then on top of that, then to have the stress of this double booked feeling is not great. But at the end of the day, it's really good, because it means you've got lots of work. So it's kind of, be careful what you wish for here. You wish for lots of work, you get lots of work, and then you need to manage your diary. And it's not easy, because sometimes people want you at the same time. So I'm hoping this is more useful. So in summary, night shoots I found were fun, but look after yourself and stay hydrated. I didn't really talk a whole lot about the filming process, just that I really enjoyed it. Yeah, so night shoots, look after yourself, stay hydrated. I mean, I went on some training by staying up super late and partying with my friends, which was nice a couple of weeks before. So I thought, come on, if I've got the stamina to do that, I should have the stamina to stay up. But obviously I was more tired because of the mental load, especially when you've got, for me, a lot of lines. You might find lots of lines easier, and actually acting with no lines harder. Personally, I find the more lines I have, slightly trickier it is. But that might not work for you. You might be the opposite. I loved it when I had a scene towards the end where actually I only had 2 or 3 lines. I was in the entire scene, so I love reacting. So I could just react to the scene and just enjoy being in the scene without the stress of, you know, I knew my lines. I knew them so well, but it's still not hard for something to put you off, you know, when you're doing a new piece of action. Or actually, this happened. So we blocked the scene. I was like, oh, great, yeah, I've got this, really feel it. Went off for my makeup, came back, the scene had been blocked entirely differently all the way around. And I had a mini freak out. I thought, oh my gosh, no, you know, I've just learned it. But it really wasn't difficult to flip it around and reblock it. So don't freak out, because freaking out is not going to help you with anything. Stay calm in whatever you're doing. Deep breath, and it will all work out. So that was my summary, but I went off on a bit of a tangent. So in summary, filming went well, stay relaxed, stay hydrated. In-person auditions, do them if you can. Clashes and conflicts, manage them by being open, honest, organised, and as relaxed as you can be. I really hope that was helpful. Please let me know if you want to know anything else, or if you've got your own tips and tricks on how to manage all of this acting. Anyway, till next time, thanks so much for watching. Bye.